God, it's too bad we don't have more. I should have announced it a lot earlier, but oh well. All right, so this is the official beginning of Cracked Female Code. I kind of was hoping we'd have some women on here so they could see what's going on. I was hoping Evie would pop in, but apparently not. Evie, however you say that. All right, so hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. Today we're going to talk about my course, Cracked Female Code, okay? And let's get this started with our official candle. Let's take a deep breath, everyone, in your nose, out your mouth, and I'm going to light the official, call it motive, but it's not. It's white sage, or this is technically mountain sage. And what this stuff does, white sage, it breaks up negative spiritual connections. Okay? You walk around your house, your computer, your couch, your entryway, your kitchen, your bedroom, and put it out, or your work area like I'm doing now. And let me talk about that real briefly. Years ago, when I was taking all these spiritual courses in my early 20s, energy healing and all this stuff, and I was in Hawaii, I just thought, oh, this is bullshit. What the hell is smoke gonna do? And then I started learning, like, that's what the Catholic priest, when they swing that little thing, before they start, they walk up the aisle. And if there's more than one aisle, they'll go, two of them do it. And they walk throughout the curtain and all the smoke comes out. Well, it's a very similar thing. In fact, I think some of them do use white sage. There's another element, I forget what it's called, I bought it before, but that's generally what they use. It's the same thing as to break up negative energy or spiritual connections, okay? So the more I meditated and the more I went through like my Reiki attunement, usually your level 1 Reiki attunement is about, I think, 7 sessions. It's been so long I forgot how long it was. But it was after that when I started noticing when I felt down, and then I would do the things like the salt bath, the sea salt bath, or the white sage, and I started noticing, like, wow, that pain I had is gone, or that drain from my gut. And I really noticed it this last narcissist. I felt drained, and every time I disconnect from them and do that and do the salt bath with rubbing alcohol, I really started to notice, like, holy shit, this is saving my ass. Like, it was a big, like, oh man, awesome. So it does work. Okay, so let's get into Cracked Female Code. Let me go back to my notes here. All right, so Edgar, you have bought my book. Do you want to make any kind of compliment on my book, Cracked Female Code? And did you buy any of my other books, by the way? I'm going to wait. Hopefully he'll respond. All right. Well, do you want to make? Yeah, I know. Did you buy some of the other books? Did you buy? Oh God, Get the Girl, Keep the Girl, or you bought the bundle? Awesome, the bundle, the ultimate package. Okay, so there's Sex Signals is one of the books I wrote, and it teaches you how to read a woman's body language. A lot of times, women will throw sex signals at you, letting you know, like, I am attracted to you. I want to meet you. In there, it also explains when she wants to be approached. Like, there was a very direct signal that women give men, and man, right, I'm telling you, it goes over your head until you learn how to open up to the right brain. If you're processing from the left brain, you won't see it. It'll be right in front of you. But when you see it, you're like, how did I miss that all these years? Because you were looking at it from your linear, external male brain. And that's the problem, is women are communicating from the right side of the brain, especially when it comes to meeting a guy, being attracted to a guy, letting him know she's attracted to you, when she's sexually turned on by you. They literally do this indirect, and it is indirect. The right brain is the indirect brain. The left brain is the direct brain. Her mating system is, okay, so let's start here. So our mating system is in the lower reptilian brain for both men and women. All right, this is very important. The male mating system has nerves that connect to our eyes, to the optic nerve for our eyes. So we look at it at the out. So this is the external brain. So we look on the outside of a woman's body, and that's how we get turned on. Well, this really pisses a woman off. It not only pisses her off, but it turns her off too, because she's like, well, that's not right, because she's wired in the opposite way. Her mating system is in the same place, but there's a nerve that curves off to her right brain's emotional communication processor. So a lot of guys will say, "Oh, I got an A in English in high school, or even in college writing." Like that's not the kind of. Now it could be any language. It could be Spanish, German, Italian, Indian. I'm trying to think of whatever. Oh, let me click on Rutgers thing. It could be any language. So I'm going to use the word English for now. So just translate that to your language. So her nerve curves off to the right brain's communication center. So there's the left brain's communication processor, and then there's the right brain's communication processor. This includes body language, tone, tempo, rhythm, the way you talk. Where the left brain is all about words. It's just words. The left brain doesn't read because it's looking down. It's only seeing words, like literally like words. There's no body language. There's no tone, right? And so when a man is processing in the left brain, it literally turns a woman off. Well, guess what? We are born using our left brain. So whoever did this to us, whether it's Mother Nature or God, I want to say they played a bad trick on us, but really that's not what it was. It forces men and women to open up to the other side. So women are born using the right side. Men are born naturally using the left side, the left brain, right? So it causes men to find a way to get a good mate, to make love to a woman, to sexually turn a woman on. The problem is the modern male is so computerized and digitalized and dollar-wise, and it's all about machines now. Where if you go back before the Industrial Revolution in the 1800s, 1880s, I think it was, or maybe no, it was before that, or was it just after that? I always get that mixed up with the women's suffrage. So I think it was 1880s, and women's suffrage was 1891. Men had to rely on their instincts. Well, guess what? That's your right brain. That's your 5 senses. Okay? That's what cavemen used to use. We had to use both left and right because you had to be able to have your peripheral vision out more than a mile. You had to have your auditory out more than usually your peripheral was out about 3 to 5 miles out, and your auditory peripheral was out at least a mile. And then your kinesthetics peripheral energy awareness was out at least half a mile or up to a mile. Okay. You had to be able to feel a saber-toothed tiger or some dangerous animal at least a mile away, because lions and tigers are so fucking fast. If they're a mile away, you're already dead. They're fast, and I mean fast. I saw a video on YouTube, and it's still on there. I think I saved it, but I'm not sure. But it was these guys that were hunting in Africa, and this lion was about, I think it was 200 yards away, and the guide was going, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. He's screaming at this guy. He's like, well, he's far away. And just in that fast, the lion got to 100 yards, and the guy pulls up his gun. And at that point, the lion was 10 yards. He jumped up in the air, and he just got off one shot. And the lion swiped his head, knocked him on his ass. And the 2 people behind him shot it with their guns. They had big 44 caliber guns, etc., like big guns. They're fast. So if you were a caveman and you had your wife and kids, you had to be able to sense a wild animal at least quarter mile to half a mile away, or you're dead. You've got no chance. You got no chance. Here's the deal. The modern male isn't like that. We don't have to be, because we don't have lions and tigers and bears walking downtown anymore. You'll find that the men that spend time in prison and war, and usually homeless men, they're really good with having this right brain awareness, because you don't have a choice. I remember watching this one homeless guy. He would just look a certain way, and the dog would look at him, and he'd know exactly where they were going. And I was like, whoa, like, how did you do that? Like, he didn't even say nothing, because he was so in tune with his animal. Now that's right brain stuff. Okay. Let me read what Edgar's putting here. He's got a lot of stuff on here. Let's see here. What are you doing there, buddy? Okay, so you pretty much got all the books. Yeah. There was another one. Let's see. Well, you got the bonus package, so you got that too. And that comes with the ultimate package. You can't get it anywhere else. Cracked Human Code is brilliant. It's a bit alien. Yeah. It's a bit alien at first, but things I tried were amazing. I know I started focusing inside for a while and basking in that love feeling the women started gravitating towards me and storing lines. Yep, women will walk up to you. You don't have to do anything if you do it right. It's called internal awareness. I should use but less. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a brilliant book. Now, let's go back to him talking about being alienated. When we started using money, and this goes all the way back to the Roman days, probably before that, China probably had, like coins or dollars. We started thinking more. And that's when it was like, okay, like even in the Bible, it talks about how do you save your money? How do you invest your money? Now we're thinking to get money to put food on the table and shelter over our head. Whereas before, it was all about our physical flesh and our body. So we're really tuned into the right brain. Is this processes through see, hear, feel, smell, and taste, right? It's the five senses. The caveman had to learn how to open up to his right brain to survive. Everything was about food, hunting, killing, avoiding danger, smelling danger, even smelling another caveman, being able to tell if he's stressed or if he's going to take advantage of your lie. The more you get in tune, the more you can fend off narcissists or women that are going to take advantage of you. When you're open, that's the right brain. When you're left brain, you're very narrow. The further you go into the left brain, the less in tune to your five senses you are, okay? Which puts you in danger, which means now you're a beta male. Okay, let's talk about beta male. Most people don't understand what the fuck a beta or alpha. In fact, when people come to me and talk about alpha male shit, I'm like, yeah, just go. Get the fuck out of here. We're not doing that. Because what they think an alpha male is actually what a beta male is. These pickup artist courses were selling courses to you that would say, here's how to be an alpha male. And when I was looking at it, I was like, this is all beta male stuff. Total beta. Beta male is left brain. Yeah. The logical process is. All these courses, like the way you be an alpha male is hold your shoulders asymmetrical, right? And walk in a certain way and look a certain way and do step 1, step 2, step 3. That's all left brain. The external brain is always looking, the left brain is all about rules. Tell me what the rules are. Tell me what the rules are. That's not a leader. That's a follower. Yeah. The reason why Mother Nature and God made so many men to be very left brain and stuck in their left brain, that's really the key word. I hate to say it, guys. Someone has to go off to war and die for the rest of these other men to get rich. And for the women to live a free, fun, happy life. If you were opened up to your right brain, you would see the realities. See, a lot of men tell women, oh, you're not being real. You're not in reality. No. The logical brain is completely disconnected from reality. In fact, it's literally what we call in-the-box thinking. Outside of the box thinking is the right brain, because the right brain is the open brain. The right brain is in the present moment. When you are in the present moment, you can see danger coming. You can also see opportunities. You know when someone's lying to you. You know when someone's telling the truth. You can feel a good vibe from someone. That's where I'm at now. That's why it's so important to reconnect with your five senses, because that's where you get the opportunities of life. A general has to see the bigger picture. A private counts the bullets and counts the shoes and counts the shoelaces, the very details, specific in detail. Down here is specific in details, as if you're looking under a microscope. Very small, very small, very small. So it's very specific and detailed. Now, there is a use for science, and this is science. There is a use for being specific, because you have to be able to put a car together correctly. But there's also a use for the bigger picture. Okay? The bigger picture is also about purpose, destiny, meant to be. Those words turn women on. They attract them to you. Purpose, destiny, meant to be. Write it down. Bigger picture, write it down. Use those words in your sentences. Begin to notice that women use these words. You want to know why? Because this is the right brain, and this is the left brain. All right? I'm going to ask you a question. Where do you think a general is on this hierarchy of ideas? Up here or in the details? Who do you think counts all the boots? Who do you think counts each individual bullet? Who do you think counts every rifle? The general or the private? That would be the private. The general has all the privates count these things. The privates give those to the corporal. The corporal then adds all that up and gives that up to the captain, and the captain gives that up to the colonel, and the colonel then gives that up to the general to see the bigger picture. He relies on the people underneath him to count correctly. That's their job. Okay. He needs to know, well, we've got 12,000 troops over here in North America. We've got 300 tanks over here in Africa. We've got this over here. He needs to see the bigger picture. He needs to know the capability. Are they ready to go to war? He can't sit there and count every freaking bullet. Okay. That would be impossible for a general to do that. He's got a bigger picture job to do. Who do you think gets paid more? The bigger picture people or the detail people? The bigger picture people every time. Let's talk about computer science, which is very detailed. Who do you think makes more money there? Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, not Wozniak. Wozniak made much less money than Steve Jobs. Wozniak was, God bless the guy, he's fucking awesome at what he does, but he didn't know how to put a business together. Steve Jobs was not a computer genius. He wasn't. I admit that. I know that. But he knew how to get people to work together. Again, the right brain is the social brain. This is where you get social skills. When people are talking about social skills, they're not talking about direct social skills. They're talking about indirect social skills. Because if you're rude to someone in business, they're not going to want to do business with you. You have to really be able to read body language, which is a right brain thing. Once again, social skills. One thing that would make one person happy will offend another. You have to be able to pick up on this stuff. Okay. Sure, you can read it logically in a book and take a class on what to say to someone from North Africa and what not to say to someone from Dutch or from England. And wow, that's really hard to do. Or you could read them. That's a much better way. And that's what a woman is looking for in a man. Can he read people's body language? Can he walk into a room and tune into the vibe? Are people chatting and talking, or are they really quiet and slow? And does he walk in when everyone's quiet? So, hey, what's going on, everybody? Woohoo, woohoo. And he breaks rapport. Someone who is really good at gaining rapport with people, number one, is right brain, the bigger picture. Number two, those are the people that people want to deal with. They want to make deals with, that they want to support, that they want to do business with. These are called unconscious rapport skills that we can teach you step by step, okay? So let me kind of back up a little bit where I was at earlier. All right, and I'll kind of get into questions. And we're going to get into some fun talk. All right. So a female's mating system is triggered automatically when a man is in his right brain. That's what she's looking for. Because here's why. Those are the men that are very social. Again, the right brain is the social brain. The left brain is not social. What have I been saying about narcissists in all my videos? They suck at social skills. That's why they try to find someone who has social skills and they try to cling to them. And what they do is they try to steal that person's friends because they can't make friends on their own. They've got to do it through, they can, but usually the friends are followers that are beneath them that aren't very social themselves. So they're kind of in their own little group, right? Well, that's the main problem that a narcissist has. So he tries to control people with guilt and shame and all that stuff, and so you won't leave them. Okay. So it's kind of funny how you see the dynamic of left brain narcissists, also left brain, also men who have a really hard time meeting women. Sure, you might be the head scientist at Yale or Harvard, and you might make 100 grand or even 200 grand a year, but for the life of you, you can't meet a woman or you can't keep a woman. Sure, here's the okay. Watch this. Oh, here's the problem. She will marry you for your money, and that's what a lot of left brain males do. They work really, really fucking hard. They build up a good job. They might get a doctorate degree or maybe 2 master's degrees, and now they're making 100 grand a year, or maybe even 200 grand a year, or even more. I have had clients that came to me out of state, flew in or flew me out there. Very, very smart left brain, very, very smart, logical, external, in the box thinkers, really good. And they found a way to make a good chunk of money. Let me ask you guys a question. If making money and being logically smart attracted women, why do they come to me? Because they don't understand women. The hardest thing, it's like men, okay, the left brain, remember, it's in the box. So you're not exactly being honest with yourself. The right brain is when you're open and you're seeing everything. The more honest you become with yourself, the more protected you are, the more opportunities you can see. Self-honesty is extremely important. But people in the box, well, it's all about lies, because what you're doing is, in order to be in that box, just like in science, they want to isolate what the virus. They want to put everything in a completely clean. What's the word for it? I'm looking for. It's why'd you retract your message? Edgar is giving you a signal. Okay. They, in science, when they look at stuff under the microscope, they want to isolate. So they want it to be in a perfectly clean, disinfected room. There's another word for it, but completely clean, which means it's not in the natural environment, right? So in order to do that, you have to delete, distort, and generalize. It's one of the first things you learn in NLP. The left brain deletes everything, it generalizes everything and say, well, this is the way it is. Yeah, under those isolated circumstances. But in real life, you've got bacteria. In real life, you got interruptions. In real life, you got people lying to you. In real life, you got all this stuff. Well, that's what the right brain was made for, to put the pieces together, like pieces of a puzzle. Again, her brain, her mating system, technically, it's what it is watching you to see if you can put the pieces together in a puzzle. So when you're talking to a group of people, are you reading people? Are you listening and literally a woman will say, well, aren't you picking up on what they're saying? The man's like, well, you're talking about this? Well, yeah, but they meant this over here. Okay. This is probably extremely vague and abstract for you guys, huh? Now, okay, stop. Let's stop right there. If there was a woman listening to this conversation, she would 100% understand everything I'm saying. A man's like, wait, this doesn't, because I get very vague and abstract. When you take the course, I start off in very detailed, very specific and very detailed, piece by piece by piece by piece. And then I show your brain how to put the pieces together. And as we go deeper and deeper into the course, it's basically a 5.5, 6 day, it's basically a 6-day course. By the last 2 days, you will view the world from a radically different perspective. You're going to be open here, go, whoa. And all of a sudden, women are going to walk up to you, and you won't even notice it at first. You won't even realize, oh, they're walking up to me because they're attracted to me because I'm open. And you're like, well, how does a woman know that I'm open, Michael? Well, your eyes. Your pupils will dilate. Your pupils will slightly pull apart. Your skin, look at my face. I'm 52 years old. I don't do lotion. I don't do some special diet. I eat cookies. I eat crackers. I have wine. I have, trying to think what else. I mean, I sometimes I do eat healthy food for the most part, but on a daily basis, I'm eating some kind of cookie or cracker, drinking wine. I'm not on some strict diet like I used to be when I was a competitive fighter or when I was a wrestler or whatever. I don't have those big wrinkles that I should for someone who's in a logical business. I'm in a very intellectual, logical business. So I should have like tons of wrinkles. Even when I wrinkle enough, it doesn't really wrinkle very much. I don't have those lines. All my friends, yeah, they're. That's me purposely doing it. Like I'm flexing it. When you learn to relax, your muscles relax. Like right now, your face relax, your eyes relax and open. And what happens is blood fills up your skin, so your lips, the wrinkles start going away. When a woman's mating, look at my body language. Look how round and soft versus this is angular. When you're in your left brain, your skin gets taut. Like even in your movement, you tighten your muscles up and you move more mechanical because the left brain is the mechanical brain. It's the uptight brain, right? It's the focused. You're focused. Right now, you guys aren't open to your right brain probably, and you can tell when I'm doing this. See the difference versus this? The other thing is you breathe more naturally and deeper. Her mating system sees this. Women can see this. They may not logically, consciously see it, but they'll say, I don't know, there's just something about that guy. I feel drawn to him. Every day, I swear to God, every fucking day, even wearing my mask, going to the grocery store, every day. Because look at my, even though I'm doing an intellectual thing, everything is, look at my eyes, I'm sorry, you might not hear me. Look how soft my eyes are, even with a mask on. They can see it, and their unconscious mind relaxes. When a male that walks in the room that is internal, solid and grounded, technically open up to the right brain out here, relaxed, the women in the room, it's like a magnet. They like it. And they want to literally walk up to you and just lean up against you and touch you because they can feel it in their body. Because it feels good. It's literally like what I say to a lot of guys. It's like, okay, when I was a little kid, during the winter, I'd walk out in the garage and we had this water heater out there, and you could feel the heat emanate from, 10 feet or 15 feet away. And it was so cold. I remember walking over there to warm up. It's the same thing when a man is emotionally grounded. A woman wants to walk over to feel that relaxing feeling and emotion because most men are uptight and they make women uptight, and women don't like that. Like, oh God, this is why women do women's night out only, or women's tea time, or women's a spa day for the women only, because they don't want Mr. Linear to come in because now it puts them up in their and they're all uptight and shit and like fuck. And that's why women say, "Oh man, you're giving me a headache. I'm sorry, I got a headache. I gotta go home." Like you had dinner, and then you were supposed to do something romantic or go to the movies or something after. She's like, "I'm sorry, I gotta go home. I got a headache." But then you might see her out 2 hours later at a party or at a club somewhere. Like, I thought you had a headache. And here's the thing, she really did. And she's like, well, it's gone now because her girlfriends came over and they're all open and they're breathing deep, and unconsciously within minutes, her system goes into rapport with their system and she opens up. What if you, I pointed on purpose, what if you were that guy where women looked at and they wanted to get close to you to relax? But what do most men do? They're linear, they're logical, their tone is like this, and it makes, and you can see it's kind of here. Can you hear it kind of nasally, like Most men talk like they don't even know that they're doing it. It's very logical. It's a logical tone. And now she gets logical and it tightens everything up. And she's like, oh, fuck, I gotta get the fuck out of here. If I were to give you one tip, fucking breathe and relax. Slow the fuck down. Slow down. Slow down. Here's why. A woman first connects with you mentally. This is a little bit of an art, okay? But this is how it works. Number 1, forehead. Number 2, emotions, heart. Number 3, groin, which means you connect sexually. That's how you do it. Step 1, step 2, step 3. First, she's going to connect with you logically. Who are you? Where are you from? Did you go to college? How much do you make? And you totally care about how much. No, they're gathering information to see if you're a normal person, to see if you're a psycho, because a lot of women deal with a lot of very left brain men, which are narcissists, by the way, and they're fucking terrified. And most men don't know that. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, how do I know this? Because I dealt with a fucking narcissist And when I finally realized what the fuck it was, I was like, oh, this is why women are so leery of men. If you're Mr. Logical and stuck around like this, they're gonna be like, yeah, I've dealt with those fuckers before. Fuck you. I'm fucking out. Get away. I'm gonna call the cops. I've actually had clients say, I approached a woman in the mall inside the store, and she called security on me. Security walked in and fucking escorted me out and said I couldn't come back to the mall for a month. And I was like, what the fuck did I do? You really didn't do nothing wrong. You were just being a male. Right here. I'm gonna give you right here. You want some tips? Here. This is fucking genius. It works every fucking time. Number one, put your awareness inside. What does that mean? Before I mentioned it, you weren't noticing the back of your left elbow. Bam, your awareness just went there. It's that easy. All I'm saying is begin to notice inside your belly. Imagine there's a ball about the size of a baseball inside your solar plexus. Allow your awareness to be on that, not focused, but so my awareness is expanded out. My other awareness in an open way, not a focused way, not like that. It's like you come back and you drop down inside, like you come back, instead of being here or going out, you invert that and you go inside. You imagine the V out here, maybe out farther. The tip is here. Imagine it coming in and inverting and going inside. And now it's a V that's going down inside your body. And imagine that V goes all the way down past your groin and all the way down into the earth, say about 10 feet down. So now your awareness, the V should be like this, going down into your body, past your groin, into the earth about 10 feet. Your awareness should be this from here all the way down here. And then at the same time, imagine there's a ball inside your belly. I don't care what color it is. Could be white, could be yellow. It doesn't matter. Pick a relaxing color, like blue or whatever. A relaxing blue. Now imagine that ball expanding to the size of a volleyball. And your awareness is inside your belly while your awareness is on this V. Now imagine that ball expands to the size of a basketball. And have it, and do it in a very comfortable way. Don't force it. The minute you push, game over. Do it in a relaxed manner. And while you're doing that, breathe in. Okay. Now, there's a lot of things like this that will coach you until your brain clicks and go, oh my God, what I'm doing is I'm opening you up to your right brain. While you're doing the exercise, you probably started to open up. What I noticed with a lot of clients, then they'll revert back to the left brain to think about it. Stop thinking, don't do it, don't do it. The goal is to completely silence your mind and to start feeling your body. Because this opens you up to your right brain and it turns her on sexually. This is why guys look at me like, why the fuck do women always walk out? You could tell they're turned on, like you're not doing anything. You're just sitting here. I'll be dressed like shit. I won't shave for like maybe a week or so. My hair needs a haircut. Well, not now, but so you guys starting to get the idea of this. Okay, so hold on. Let me read what Edgar's is putting up here. Hey, if any of you have comments or something, say hello or something. Say thank you, or this is awesome, or this is different, or this is cool. Our aura is about 50 feet. The energy is directly felt about 15 feet, so 6 feet might help you with germ situation. But okay, I see, yeah. But your bad mood or tightness will catch them. Yeah. Good. Hey, I'm going to go on that. Hold on. I'm going to read your other stuff. I feel light after the exercise. Yeah, it mellows you out. Yeah, all these exercises. All right. So all you guys are taking pills, drinking beer, smoking pot to mellow out. You don't need that shit. When you get really good at these internal awareness techniques, you mellow the fuck out. Who doesn't want it? I even have people, men, just wanting to talk to me like, what? And at first, like, why is all these guys talking to me? It's because people feel good around you because you're mellow. How many times when in the 80s and 90s, hey, bro, mellow out, bro. And I was like, at the time, I was Mr. Football Player, Mr. Boxer, Kickboxer. I didn't get the girls. I was much better looking then than I am now. I'm getting old. My teeth are kind of grinding down. My hair's thinning. I've got a little bit of belly now. By the way, a belly is a bonus. Women are attracted to bellies. I didn't say obesity. I did not say that. But a little bit of a belly. Now here's the deal. Just like when I was watching everything, for cutting weight for boxing, kickboxing, wrestling. So I cut weight from about 9 years till I was about 20, I think 28. I mean, I was always making weight for fights and wrestling and kickboxing and cutting weight constantly. And man, it makes you very tight and it puts you in your left brain. You're very linear and external. And a lot of guys, why do they try to be smart, get rich, play sports and lift weights, get strong? Because they think that attracts a woman, but when you're fucking linear, it does not. It turns them the fuck off. I can't tell you how many times. Sure, women might come to my fights and afterwards wait for me to come out of the dressing room and be like, hey, and then they're not doing this shit. And I remember my coach laughed at me one day. He's like, Mikey, you gotta fuck, because sometimes these would be hot fucking women. And I'd come out and I'd be all dressed up, got my hair, all slicked back, and I'm all, fuck yeah, I just won a national title. I'm the badass. And I was so linear that after 5 minutes, oh, okay, yeah, congrats. And they'd fucking take off. My coach is like, Mikey. By the way, his name is Jacob Stitch Duran, #1 cut man in the world. Was in the UFC, cut man for the UFC for a long, long time. He's been in everyone's corner. He's got videos. He's been in Creed, 3 Rocky movies. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky. The dude's a real fucking deal. Anyways, he's also a pretty suave dude. I remember him telling me as these girls would walk away, he's like, Mikey, slow down, take a deep breath, and mellow the fuck out. He goes, Mikey, you're trying to impress them too much, and that turns women off. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? You got to impress them. No, don't impress a woman. Don't, no. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it. It's a funny thing. People will know me. I actually know someone for 4 years who just found out I was a competitive fighter. He's like, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, I never thought about it. Because I learned to stop telling women about my sports and, my education and I do this and I do that, because that puts you in that linear thinker mode. And here's what happens. Remember, a woman's mating system is in the reptilian brain, the lower brain, and the nerve for her curves off to her right brain. Well, the way you open up to the right brain is by relaxing, breathing, and mellowing out. Well, here I was going into my thinker brain thinking, which put me up in my head. Women don't want to be in their head. It makes them stressed. They want to come down and be emotionally grounded down to earth, literally down inside their body, into their legs, all the way down into their feet. This will melt a woman's heart and make her want to be with you. The other thing it does, it opens you up to your right brain, meaning now you guys are speaking the same unconscious right brain language, and she can relate, she can understand, and more importantly, you can understand her. Time out. Understand? No, not logical understanding. No, because a lot of it, understand. I'm really good at understanding. No, not logical. That's like a scientist looking in a glass jar with a specimen. I'm logically studying this. And that's what men make women feel like when you're trying to figure her out. Do not figure a woman out. You're going to make her feel like she's a fucking lab rat and you're on the outside looking in. No, you want to be on the inside with her. And that's by being in the right brain. All right. All right. So let's, is there anything, let me stop now. Is there anything that I said that anyone has a question about before I move on? Oh, that was slow vision. Okay. Put the awareness inside. That is very good advice. Yeah. While I'm talking, it would behoove you to have that V going all the way down through you and have awareness of that ball inside. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say. Okay. Have that awareness of that ball inside you. So your awareness should not be out on me. Your awareness should be inside you, because this is what it does. It does this. It takes you from this needle pinpoint thinking to now you're opening wide open. So what most men do is like they're siphoning information through a straw, and you can only get very little tiny bits of information that way. That's why the smart men like Elon Musk are wide open. Now you're like a wide open funnel, and it can all. Oops. Sorry, that's my heater. It's a very good heater, but it's loud. Now you're like a wide open funnel, and now you can receive information. And here's the other thing: when you learn to open up like that, it technically the term is it amalgamates the information. In other words, it puts the pieces of the puzzle together, and you can understand information better. There are some exercises that I take men through that teach them how to do that. Okay. A female's mating system is turned on by these things because these are the men that get ahead in life. The more you understand, like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Like, here I am studying my ass off when these guys just open wide open. You literally absorb the information. Your unconscious mind amalgamates it, puts literally each piece together and understands it, and looks at it from different perspectives. Where most men look at everything from one perspective. The left brain is really good at being very focused. It's really good for hunting and aiming. So it has a purpose. It's really good for looking under microscopes, but for putting the pieces together, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So that's not a benefit. All right. So I'm going to write this note down, and I want to ask you guys a question. Or I want you guys to ask me a question. Is there anything about what I've said that you have a question about? And I want to ask you, Edgar's already know you've bought my book, Crack the Female Code. Have the other Slow Vision, have you bought my book, Crack the Female Code? And I don't know who else is on because my computer's warming up. All right. So Slow Vision, you'd love to have a book or even a bundle. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to give you guys one more thing, and then I'm going to give you more about a little bit better understanding what Crack the Female Code is. I'm already giving it to you because it's everything I'm telling you. It's everything I'm telling you is what women do unconsciously, naturally, because they're naturally using the right brain. Everything, even that the internal awareness, that's a right brain thing. They were born doing it. And they look at men. In all sincerity, women look at men like we're aliens. In fact, Edgar said, where did you say it? That's why I laughed when you said it. You said Crack the Female Code is brilliant. It's a bit alien at first, but the things I tried were amazing. So yeah, it is alien until you start to really understand it from the right brain language. Okay, let's take the teachings of Jesus. And no, I'm not being Christian right here. I'm not being religious. Jesus was a very right brain person. How do you know? Because his pupils were dilated. Look at all the pictures. Why do you think all the paintings of Jesus, he has such a relaxing look, just like me. The skin's soft. When you're uptight, you tighten your jaw and your skin. Even when you're thinking, look at that. You ever notice how men got that thing or that built up muscle right there? It's from overthinking or lifting weights and doing all this shit. You know, he's tight. Some dudes talk like this because they're trying to be hard. Every client I get that comes like that, they can't pick up a girl for the life of them because girls are like, oh my God, dude, whatever. The way men think is not the way women think, and it is alien. It is absolutely alien. I know. I went through it. I thought being a tough guy, being a kickboxer, boxer, wrestler, I used to bench 365 pounds for 2 full reps, solid reps, not shaking, but just, I was fucking strong, all natural. The only thing I did was caffeine, ginseng, and creatine, and lots of protein. So I was an intense fucking dude, but women it doesn't make them feel good. So the way, sorry. Remember how I said it's 1, 2, and then 3? First, she's got to connect with you. So it's going to be chit chat bullshit. Okay. Who are you? Where are you from? You know, how was your day? What did you do? And this includes when you come home from work every fucking day. What she's trying to establish is to reconnect with you emotionally. So if you guys are apart for 3 or 4 hours or 8 hours, or if she takes a trip for a week or a month. I remember my high school girlfriend went to Japan for a month. She was on tour she was a pretty good ballerina. And the Napa Valley Ballet Troupe went to Japan to tour Japan for a month and do some shows. She came back, and my first thing is I went to hug her, and she kind of stiffened up, and I'm like, what the fuck's wrong? And her friend Monica was there, and she literally goes, get away from her. And I was like, and I've never, I think I did this, but back then I wasn't as aggressive as I am now, but I'm pretty sure I did. I think I said, "Fuck you, Monica. That's my girlfriend." And I remember looking back at my girlfriend. She was just kind of like, oh, like not scared, but just kind of like wasn't comfortable. And I was like, "What's the deal? Do you want to break up? And did you meet someone over there?" And and what it was is many years later I learned, and Monica even said, she was, "Michael, give her time to get to know you." And oh, that's what it was. And then I looked at her and I was like, "What are you talking about? I've been dating her, I think, for 2 years at that point. She's been my girlfriend for 2 years." Well, here's the deal. Whenever you guys are separate, their system needs to reconnect with you emotionally. That's why you have to constantly rebond, even after you're gone. When you're gone, even for 7 or 8 hours for a day of work, when you come home, this is why women will ask you, "Well, how was your day, honey?" And being married to someone, living in the same house every day, for a man, that would get real fucking old real fucking fast. After about 10 years, you're like, "For a nice day, it was okay. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad." You know, all right, I want to tell you a story. Might as well make this fun. I was living with my football coach in high school, and I don't remember if this was 10th grade. I think it was actually, or if it was a year later, but I'd been living with him for a while, at least a few months. And he's a big dude. He was an offensive lineman in high school, and he was the offensive coach for our team. And he comes home. He's this big dude. Comes home. He was like he checked buildings and frames and bridges to make sure there's no cracks in the welds. That was what they did, like some kind of X-ray thing. I forget how they did it. And that was the thing. And he comes home and he was like, "Oh, she goes, 'Well, how was your day, honey?' He's like, 'Well, it was fine, pretty good.' He's like, 'What's for dinner?' Because men, we don't need to rebond. We don't need to reconnect. To a woman, it's like when you're in the room with her in that moment, you're in the room with her. But when you leave, it's like now the world has changed. I swear to God. It's like you're not a part of a world. It's like you're not there. It's not only that you're not there, you're just like, now her world is this. When you come back 6, 7, 8, 9 hours later, it's like, whoa, who is this being that entered my world? Okay. It's like now the movie has changed. Okay. Let me turn that down. So she has to without going in too much more detail, she has to connect with you mentally. And it's like a lockbox. She needs to gather information. So when you first meet, it's the same thing when you first meet a woman. Who are you? Where are you from? How tall are you? Where do you go to school? I don't know. Or did you graduate? How much money did you make? Are you close to your family? Do you have kids? Have you ever been married? Like, they ask you all these questions. They can't help it. They are neurologically, physically wired to go 1, 2, and 3. But once she gets enough information, chit chat, we'll call it, this lockbox, it is a lock. It's a safety lock. It pops open, and then she opens up to get to know you emotionally in the right brain way. Well, this is where most men fuck up. We don't know how to open up to our right brain. It's very, very hard. Those techniques that I was teaching you, that's how you do it. It's an intro, we'll call it, but that's basically it. Internal awareness. Okay, internal awareness is a very expansive subject. It's something I will work with you for hours and hours every day, teaching you different series of techniques until one day you pop and go, oh, what the hell? The world changed. Like, everything will look different. You'll be in the same room with me for 2 or 3 days, and about the third and a half day, you'll pop and you'll look and you'll be like, "When'd you get the couch?" You're like, "It's been there the whole fucking time." I swear to God. And you're like, everything looks so colorful because you're open to your right brain. The further you go into the right brain, the more you're connected to your 5 senses, which includes vision. Now things become colorful. They become bright. They become mentally stimulating. Now you can hear music better. You can really hear the words and the guitar and the tones and the rhythm. And then you can feel things. You can taste things. All of a sudden, chocolate, like with the further you go in the right brain, food amplifies and you can really taste it. When men finally do this, they're like, no wonder why women do spa day. No wonder why women always get massages. Yeah, because it brings you into your body. It opens you up to your right brain. And all of a sudden, everything is awesome. Food tastes great. smells of wine. Like, here's the thing. I grew up in Napa Valley. Just like most of my friends, we did not understand what is the big fucking deal about wine. Oh, it's a Pinot Noir. Oh, this is a Cabernet. Oh, this is a blah, 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 red blend. And as a kid, I'm like, just drink it and get drunk. Okay. And we did. And it wasn't until I started learning how to open up to my brain where all of a sudden you can literally, because you remember you had the wine. I was going to get a glass of wine. They swirl it and they smell it and take just a little bit of sip. And what you do is you breathe oxygen while it's on your tongue or in your mouth across it, because when you oxygenate the wine, it brings out the flavor. So they do all these little things to really taste it and experience it. All I know is when I opened up to my right brain, all of a sudden I could taste the difference in it could be red wines, this Cabernets have a slight different this, and you read the back and they'd say, oh, they got a sweet whatever flavory, slightly oak, because they store some of them in oak barrels. Now what they're doing is they're burning the inside of the oak barrel, and then they'll store it in there and let it ferment and grow, or whatever you call it. Not grow, but there's a word for that. Become a fine wine, basically, and it begins to take in that oak flavor and the smoky flavor. So in the last 5 or 6 years, maybe 10, more wineries are starting to do that. And I was like, oh my God, I can taste it now. Where when I was a kid, my sister and a couple other people, like every now and then, would take us up there. We were in high school and we do the wine taste, and they would explain it. Well, this one's got more of a hearty flavor, and it's got a little bit more fruity flavor because they add more fruits to it and they do this to it. This one has a slightly oak barrel smoky flavor, blah, 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 blah. And now what they're doing is they're storing wines in used like Jack Daniel's bourbon barrels. And now the wine's getting a little bit of a bourbon, or not Jack Daniel's, or bourbon, and it's bourbon, and I forget the other one, but they have a flavor. You go to your store now, at least in California, and you can buy them. I don't like that, but some people do. My overall point is you begin to tell the difference, because left brain is black or white. When you go to the left brain, you disconnect from your 5 senses. So now the spaghetti is just fucking food for sustenance. I'm surviving. I'm eating food, right? But the further you go into the right brain, like, oh my God, this is amazing, because you really taste the flavors, okay? All I'm going to say is this. The wonders of life suddenly pop open, and you're like, no wonder why women do this stuff. It makes life fucking fun. Otherwise, you're just going to that industrial job. It's the ball and chain. You're going to work to pay the rent, and life fucking sucks, all right? So you want life to be awesome. So let me read this a little bit. I'll get back to what. Okay. Wait, you are saying women are basically trying to understand who you mean. Let me read the rest. I noticed it took me 10 minutes to get super rigid again. Yeah. Had to readjust to internal awareness. I know what you mean. All my childhood memories were so colorful and so full. Yeah. When your childhood is your right brain for men and women. Young boys, we do tap in our right brain because it's fun, because we haven't been so confined. Like, you must conform, must do as you're told, right? So I'm not sure what you meant when you said, wait, you're saying women are basically trying to understand who you are. You mean me or just men? So, yeah. Okay, let me go back to the football coach. Okay. All right, let's go back to the football coach. Whoever joined us, say hello so I know you're here. I know someone joined us. There's 4 on there now, and I have no idea who it is. All right, so let's do the football coach. So what happened is he came home from work one day. She says, okay, honey, how you doing? And we were sitting in the living room, and we're watching this. You could tell there's kind of tension there. He's like, oh, I'm fine. I'm good. Everything had a good day. She goes, how was your day, honey? Oh, well, it was fine. It was good. And we were kind of watching, and she kind of like waited a minute, and he went, what's for dinner? And he's looking. She goes, well, with this and that. And she waited a minute. She goes, well, how was your day? And he goes, well, I just told you it was a good day. It was fine. It was okay, you know. And the problem with that is he gave her no details. And the right brain is like pieces of the puzzle. And the way the right brain works is you describe one piece of the puzzle in detail, and then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one, and you slowly begin to paint a beautiful picture, right? This is called this right brain descriptive language. It's actually very simple. You just use lots of adjectives and lots of adverbs. Right there, 90% of my male clients go, oh, I can't do that. It's so simple. Instead of saying it's a beautiful truck, this is how a man will say it. I just bought a beautiful truck today. A woman will say, yeah, it's a bright, shiny, big, powerful 4x4 beautiful truck. Describe, 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 describe. You just describe it. Okay, it really is that easy. Now, if you talk that way, her right brain literally gets stimulated, which means she's getting stimulated down there too. But if you said, hey, honey, I had a great day today. It was awesome. She's going to be like, huh? What? How was your day, honey? I just told you it was great. It was awesome. She's going, well, what does that mean? Because the right brain is always looking for a deeper meaning. But here's the deal. Let's say you went to Hawaii and you spent 7 days there and you had a great vacation. You said it was awesome. It was beautiful. It was amazing. What was amazing? What the fuck happened? Well, I went fishing. Okay, well, and what was amazing about that? Well, we caught a big fish. What kind of fucking fish? Was it a shark? Was it a tuna? Was it mahi-mahi? Like what was so amazing about it? You literally have to describe it as a beautiful sunny day. It was like a crystal clear blue sky. So crystal clear blue sky. Describe sky. Now she can go, okay, so the sky was like, what the water's like? Well, it was actually smooth, a little bit wavy, but it was pretty smooth. It was smooth, a little bit wavy, but it was pretty smooth. Those are all descriptive words. Here's the problem with most men. They forget she wasn't there standing next to you. She has no idea what you saw. Yes, you have to paint the picture because she's got a blank canvas going, what? Because that's how the right brain, it's like a blank canvas. When you say great day, think of it as a blank canvas and you said great day. So she's looking at two words, great day. It was awesome. The fuck was awesome about it, right? So think of it like this. Let's say you came home from work and you come in and you're kind of limping and she's like, well, how was your day, honey? And you're like, oh, it was awesome. She's like, well, what do you mean? What happened? Well, it was great. It ended up being a really good day. And she's like, what the fuck happened? For example, you got to work on time, parked your car, you're walking in all fucking happy, you're on time, things are good. Oh, by the way, click the like button if you haven't already. We had 5 people on at one point and we lost them because you guys came in at the very middle of it. All right, so imagine, and you walked in the door, but there was a construction crew working inside right when you walked in, but there was no signs, there was no warning. And as you're walking in, there was a big hole about that deep, and you walked in, your foot fell down and you fell forward. It snapped your shin bone all the way through, all the way back, sticking out your cab, and you're in agonizing fucking pain, going, oh my God, fuck. And finally they came over and they picked you up and they called 911 and the ambulance got there and they took you to the hospital and they shot you up with morphine. And they set the bone. You had to get surgery to get it set, real emergency surgery. And they stitched everything up. They put you in a big cast and they shot you up with another thing of morphine, gave you some pain pills. And you walk home limping in through the door going, I had a great day, baby. I feel awesome. Do you understand? Most people would think that would be a shitty fucking day. But because you're high as a fucking kite, you're saying it's an awesome day. She needs to know the details, guys. You need to explain it and describe it. Again, we go in depth in that in my course. I tend to comment on the real time. Once you're away from the context, the question does not make sense anymore. I'd like to get that back. Yeah, that's what okay, Edgar's, when you say you'd like to get that back, the colorful memories, that's what my life has been like for well over 20 years. I've been working on this since my 20s. I really popped when I was 20 years old. This is where I live, man. All right, so let's go back to the football coach. So the second day he comes home, and once again she goes, well, how was your day, honey? And he was like, oh, it was fine, it was good. Now you could tell he was trying to avoid the fuck out of this conversation because this is where all hell breaks loose every fucking time. Because the male brain is direct. It's literally to the point. A woman can't understand that. She understands lots and lots of language, communication, describe, painting the bigger picture, right? So he walks in. He's like, it was a good day. It was okay. This is the second day, by the way. And he kind of goes past her, around her, and around to the kitchen. That tastes good. We're having spaghetti. Oh, great. What else? Oh, we're going to have garlic bread, and we're going to have this and that. And he's like, oh, okay. And then you could tell like she was like locked on, like, I'm going to fucking find out how his day was. And then what happened is, stick with me a little bit longer. You're going to learn something else here real quick. This is important. It's why women think men are lying when they're not. I'll write that down as a note. So she's wondering, why won't he tell me? There's a blank screen. You had a great day. It was okay. It was fine. What does that mean? What the right brain is wired to look for description. It's wired to always ask, what does that mean? Was the left brain, I had a great day. That's it. That's the way men talk. You know, we looked at him like, not cool, awesome, right on, bro. Like, we understood. That's cool. But her right brain can't understand that. So the third day, he walks in, and this day you could tell she was like, she had her heels dug in. Like literally, she was like kind of like posted, right? Her legs were kind of broad apart. You know, she was like, well, how was your day? And she like looked right at him, like trying to block him from going around. He goes, oh, it was okay. And you know, it was a pretty good day. It was okay. And he walked around her again, as he usually did. What's for dinner, you know? And she waited, but she didn't move. She physically didn't move. She turned around as he went around, but that was it. So he kind of walks out and looks at the mail, and he comes back out where she's closer to her. And she goes, well, how was your day? And he looked at her and goes, well, I told you it was okay. It was, and this is when he goes, it wasn't good. It was, you know, it wasn't great. It wasn't bad, but it was an okay day. It was just a nice day. She's going, oh, okay. Their son, he was in my grade, my roommate. He elbows me and goes, watch this. I'm watching. He's gonna lose his shit. I'm like, what? Like, and he's laughing. I'm thinking, what? This is a big man, by the way, 300 something pounds, about 6'2", 6'3". I'm like, fuck, okay. Like, what? Like, I'm thinking, why is this funny? And it wasn't funny. To him, it was. And so the third time, now same day, but this was the third time she asked, and finally she goes, well, how's your day? Are you gonna tell me? And he looks at her. He goes, I told you it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was fine. He goes, what the fuck do you want with me? And she goes, why won't you? And she goes, no. She goes, what does that mean? Remember, the right brain is always asking, what does that mean? And if you don't tell her what that means is, she's going to lose her shit. So he looks at her, and this is a big 300 plus pound man, about 45 years old or so. He literally spun like the Tasmanian devil, and he spun in circles. He goes, not everything has to have a goddamn deeper spiritual fucking meaning. And she goes, oh, okay. So literally, I'm gonna give you a secret right now. I believe it was in the book. I give a lot of this stuff in the book. I give away a lot in the book, like Cracked Female Code, that book. All you have to do, I know this is gonna sound ridiculous, all you have to do is say, and what that means is, and you can say whatever the fuck you want. All right? It's not almost as if the right brain literally processes when you say this means that, that means this, the meaning of this is. Here's what I want you guys to do. In fact, I had a girl text me, a younger girl text me today and goes, well, what do you think that means? They're always asking for meaning. I'm telling you, I learned to just throw that word in there and say, well, this means that, and what I mean is, and this means, and women, they the minute you say that, their fucking brain will, what? Because when men talk, like, it's super fluff. Women are like, what is, like, He won't, and women, when they hear this, they're like, wow, yeah, my husband does it all. He won't fucking tell me anything. But in the male brain, you had a great day. That's awesome. Now here's why. The male brain, we have in the back is the visual cortex for men and women. Our visual cortex is larger, like I think a third larger or 50% larger. It's much larger. So we can pick up details. Have you ever heard that women can't? Have you ever heard the phrase, a picture says 1,000 words? That's a male phrase. Here's why. Hey, whoever's on there, go ahead and say hello. If another person came on, and if you can, click the like button. I would really appreciate that. So a picture says 1,000 words. Because over the hundreds of thousands or millions of years, however long you believe we've lived on the planet, but for a long time, 100,000 plus years, men for the most part were the hunters. So you can go, hey, Jim, the deer's over there. Jim's like, say, 40 feet away. Well, what's the deer going to do, the animal? It's going to get scared and run away. And also in war and hunting, you could say, Jim, the enemy's in front of you 40 yards. Well, you just gave your position away and you're going to get fucking shot. And you're going to get killed. So you had to learn to do this. Right? Here's the really cool thing. The modern human, especially modern males, have completely lost the art of being able, I mean, we still do it though, but we're not conscious of it. This is another subject. I can literally talk with Buddhist monks, looking at them and have complete conversations to the point where one monk gave me direction 60 miles, about 40, 45 miles away to Sacramento. Well, for me, it's 60, but where I was at, it's about 45. He spoke no English at all. Completely, absolutely understood him. Got on the road, took this turn, went down. I was out in this country road where I've never even been within 50 miles of this area in my entire life. And I turned. I went right to this temple that Budokan was at. Okay? Didn't even miss a beat. Didn't have to circle back around. Didn't have to ask for directions. He didn't give me any directions, any written. He was just talking in Laos. And he kind of laughed at me. He goes, go, you know. That's all he knew in English. And I go, okay, like, oh my God, I fucking got right there. We do communicate visually. So what men did, we had to develop our visual cortex because of hunting and fighting wars, because we couldn't yell things out because danger or the animal would take off. Women developed the right brain's communication center. It's much larger than men's. That's why we don't understand their language. And by the way, they will literally spin circles around you by speaking that language, because the right brain is about going around the rules, over the rules, under the rules. And the left brain is about, here's the rule, I'm focused on it, that's it, nothing else. If you learn to be able to read what a woman's doing, and if she's trying to pull one over on you, if you catch it, it actually turns her on. You're thinking, no, she's gonna get mad. No. If you call a woman on her bullshit, she's gonna be like, wait a minute, I think I got a good one here. This guy's aware. Awareness is right brain, and it triggers her mating system, okay? So let me back up a little bit. So the football coach yelling and screaming, oh yeah, this is why women think we're lying, is because, okay, no, let me finish this part. So here's what happened. When the football coach came in, he said, a good day, I was fine. Me and my roommate, we could read the body language. So we got 1,000 bits of information and went, and when he said, I'm fine, that confirmed everything that we picked up unconsciously. We're like, oh, okay, he's feeling good. That's what a woman is trying to assess. She's trying to go, how are you feeling emotionally today? She can't read you the way a man does. We do it so unconsciously, we don't even know we're doing it. The way she does it is by you describing, and using your body language and being in what's called associated in the present moment, whereas most men are disconnected when they say I'm fine, or I had a good day, or when I was in Hawaii. You want to bring that memory as if here it's called association, which I'm not going to go into now. But when you do these things, she's looking at you like, oh, okay. Women say to me all the time, well, I can understand you, but why don't most men communicate like this? And like, because they're in the left brain, the dissociated brain, where you're in the right brain, which is the associated brain, where you're in the moment, you're in the movie, right? Let's see what we got here. We got a fourth person on here. Go ahead and click the like button if you could. I would really appreciate that. Man, say hello. Yeah, I teach a lot of this stuff. A means B, repeat. Let me scroll that. All right. So the reason why women think men are lying or cheating on them is because when you come home, or she said, well, how was your day? Or what'd you do yesterday? And you say, oh, well, we had a good time, we went golfing. And she's like, and what does that mean? When you don't tell her, because her right brain registers a blank slate, like there's nothing. So she goes, what is he hiding? Why won't he tell me? But in the male brain, like, I just fucking did. And that's what he said. He goes, I just fucking told you 3 times. What do you want from me? And that's when she screamed, what does that mean? Imagine being married to someone, living with them for 5, 10 years, and every conversation ends up with you going, why won't they tell me? I don't understand. Like what's the big secret? And women will say that. What's the big fucking secret? Why won't you tell me what's going on? I don't. So but your male brain is direct to the point. Our communication is very short. And I tell women, I go, you're lucky to get more than a word or a phrase. If you're really lucky, you got a whole complete sentence. How was your day, honey? That was good. It was fine. Those are 2 phrases. Neither one of them was a complete sentence. I guess technically it was, but it was good, 3 words. Come on. It was fine, 3 words. Give me a break. She needs more description. She needs to know what happened. So, okay. So he literally goes, why do you want the fucking details? And what I usually say is, yes, she needs the details in order to see the bigger picture. Remember, her brain might start out the details, but she builds up to the bigger picture. So you got to give her lots and lots and lots of details so she can see what's going on. And when you don't do that, which is something men don't naturally do, she thinks you're hiding something, and therefore she thinks you're cheating on her or you're sneaking around doing something wrong. And then what happens, they put on their investigators, like their detective hat. And from that point on, your marriage becomes this. She's always fucking looking in the drawers, going through your stuff, asking you 50 questions because you never tell her. And now she feels like, well, I'm living with someone who's hiding everything. Why is he hiding? Well, he must be cheating on me. Therefore, he's a cheating bastard. And her girlfriend's like, well, what did he say? Well, he said he was fine. His day was good. He had a good day. And I'm like, that's it? All right, let me go back to this. So when you talk to a woman, you want your awareness inside your body, because otherwise you're in, like, look what I'm going to do with my hands. Otherwise you're going to invade her space. Isn't that rude? That's fucking rude. Don't point, because what it does is women are open, especially if she's attracted to you. And when you poke, it pokes her eye and it closes her up. Now you just turned her off. Now she's like, yeah, I don't want to be around this guy. Here's another thing that I started saying earlier. What most men do, because we're this kind of guy, we lean forward. Don't lean forward. So what do most guys do when they go to the bank and the girl's cue, the whatever they're called, the banker girl, the teller, is they'll put their hand on the thing and there's a little wood thing here, and they can put a thing to close it. So you're talking and they lean forward. Don't do that. This freaks a woman out. When you meet a girl in public, stand neutral, like I'm doing right now. Don't do this. If you go to the grocery store, the last thing you want to do is lean forward if the girl likes you. That will almost immediately turn a woman off. Stay neutral with the awareness inside, and she's going to lean and gravitate towards you. Here's the main reason why. Wherever your attention goes, your energy goes. If your energy, this is a trick that Mother Nature played on men. When your energy is inside, it draws her awareness into you. Because, that trust game they play, like psychologists or like businesses, they'll have you do trust where you do the pyramid thing and you lean on each other. And if one person lets go, the other one falls flat on their ass. Well, when you're doing this, it makes her lean away. If you see a woman like do either turn away, lean away, here's what they'll cross their arms, they'll turn, and then they'll pull away. If they're doing that, you're leaning forward and you're locking on, you're doing this. That is a turn off. And here's why. When you are in your left linear external brain, you are in your left brain. When you do this stuff, lean forward or poke her like that, it pulls her over to her left brain, which means you just disconnected her from her mating system. and thus you turned her off. She couldn't help it. You're the one who did it. All right. All right. So I think the other thing is, even if you're standing neutral, like I'm doing right now, I'm just neutral. The reason why I'm doing this is because my awareness is going up from the sky. It doesn't have to be that far, 10, 15 feet, and it's going down to the top of my head, into my body, and then down into the ground. Like imagine there's like a line, like a rope or energy cord, we'll call it. It goes through from the sky into your head all the way down. My awareness is here, like I'm doing it right now. Now I'm going to shift it without even, I'll tell you when I do it. I'm going to shift it, and I'm not even going to lean forward. I'm just going to stay neutral. I'm going to come back. When you go through the course, I promise you, by the last two, maybe even by the third day, you'll notice, and I'll stand across the room and I'll do it from there, and you're like, holy shit, I can feel that. Yeah. Okay. So you probably feel this more now than ever because I've been open. And when I'm open, unconsciously, you start to open up too. The more I do this to you, the more you can do it on your own. And then when you talk to a girl, you just open this up, and now she's here, and now she's open to you emotionally. When you're open emotionally and she's open emotionally, guess where the next step is? Down there. She'll connect with you sexually. It's a little easy to tell you the steps. It's a lot more challenging to teach you. This is why it's coaching. It's just like in boxing. You got to work that jab every day. And as a coach, you got to make sure you're doing it right. Boom, turning the knuckles over. Boom, 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 turning the shoulders, turning the hips, turning the knees, turning the feet, everything. And you got to have this here. Everything's got to be right. Boom, boom. After a while, you practice it. Boom, you got it. Then we go on to the next one. Boom, you got it. This is the ultimate in coaching when you learn how to do this. So I'm going to stop here. I might do one more thing. See what Edgar's got. You actually taught this in one of my videos. All right, Mike, have to go. All right, cool. I think I'm going to end it there. There's a lot more I could talk about. Crack the Female Code is women literally will say A, but they mean something more meaningful B. And this is the biggest challenge because men, the male brain says A and it means A, and that's it. Women don't do that, especially when they're attracted to you or they're in their right brain. It doesn't have to be for sex. It could be for something more meaningful personally or emotionally or spiritually. They'll say A, this is just the symbol for what they really mean B, because this way of communicating makes this more meaningful, and it also teaches you how to understand things better. I'm going to leave it at that, guys. I know this was a long video. I'm going to wait a second. If anyone has any questions, Edgar is saying goodbye. I think you're still on there. So that is Crack the Female Code. The ultimate is the internal awareness, speaking the double picture way, saying A but not meaning A, meaning B. That really is the code. And then learning how to speak the right brain language combined with those two things, internal awareness and a couple other things. But those are the three core pieces. All right, so I'm going to get out of here, guys. Let's kind of wait. If anyone's got a question, if not, I'm going to wait 30 seconds and I'm going to get off. If you haven't clicked like, it really doesn't make sense at first, but I think you got some of it. Slow vision. I never asked, are you a woman or are you a man? I always assumed you're a man. If you're a woman, that is awesome because I really wanted a woman to hear this. And if you don't want to answer that question, if it's too personal, don't worry about it. I'm going to wait for that answer. Hopefully you'll answer. I know there's a little bit of a delay on this also, so I'm actually going to wait a bit. If you guys have any questions or comment, let me know. Oh, awesome. So how did you like this? I've got a book called Why Men Just Don't Get It Too. And you know what? I'll discount that book right now. Hold on. And I've got a follow-up book called Every Woman's Battle, the Need for Love and Emotional Fulfillment. Those two combined will answer all your questions. I'm telling you. Men have a lot more to learn than women. Okay, I'm going to see if these are on sale. Hold on. I haven't checked. This whole coronavirus thing has really thrown me out of the loop. Okay, I'm going to lower the price. It's $11 per book, so I'm going to lower them to $7 each. And I will leave it there. That will be the woman's discount. Just give me a second to finish this. Oops, that's up here. These are PDF books. These are download books, all of them, men's and women's. By chance want to read the books, I think you'll find them extremely interesting. There's a lot more female language, so it's more meaningful. Go to the women's tab on the top. I may switch the tab on the second section to all books, not just the men. But you can go to the tab women, then go to women's ebooks. And yep, they are on sale. There you go, that fast. Let me close that. Oh, wait. If you haven't clicked like, go ahead and click like. And I think that's it. God bless you guys. I want to read this last thing. Woman Slovenian. Yes, it happened to me. How? Yeah. Okay. God, you're sick. God, I wish you would have said that earlier. But it's on there now. It says yes, it happened to me. How men don't tell anything. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Slovenia. You know what? I hope as a woman this helped you, because for women, the course helps you to. It alleviates a lot of hurt and emotional pain that's actually due to misunderstanding because we're different. Hey, all right, see you guys later. Bye, Slow Vision. Peace out. I love you guys. Have a good one. And I'm ending live stream now. Bye.